तस्मिन् सर्वं यतो सर्वं यः सर्वं सर्वतश्च यत् यश्च सर्वमयो नित्यं तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ओम। भगवान के चरणारविंद में उपस्थित होकर हम नित्य प्रति भक्ति और शक्ति का दान मांगते हैं। भगवान की असीम कृपा होती है जब हमें सत्संग प्राप्त होता है। और यहाँ पर हमने श्रीमद् भागवत जी का मूल पाठ किया और नित्य प्रति हम उस पर चर्चा भी करते हैं। श्रीमद् भागवत कथा जो है वो एक ऐसी कथा है, द वे इट्स एक्सप्लेन्ड इन दिस स्क्रिप्चर, because Vedavyas ji is saying कि every Puran should have 10 symptoms, 10 characteristics. But Srimad Bhagavatam is different. It also have all the 10 properties, characters, but because of he is explaining about the real nature of Lord Krishna. Before that, in Mahabharata and other Puran are explaining the might and dominance of Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu. But in this scripture, Krishna is as a son, how he behaves, as a lover, how he behaves, as a father, how he behaves, and as a friend, how he is devoted. Not even behave, but how he is devoted to all these relationships. लोग कहते हैं, people used to say कि we are devotee, but our Guruji has written a very good poem in which he is saying, है भक्त समर्पण क्या करते भगवान समर्पित होते हैं, which means we think we are devoting to God, we are devoted to God, or our devotion is starting towards God. But actually truth is totally different. It's when the God chooses you, then you start thinking about God. If God hasn't chosen you, you cannot hear about God. You cannot go towards God. You cannot think about God even. So those who are visiting, doing long journeys towards God, those who are thinking about God, those who are moving towards spiritual journey, so it's not you are moving. Actual reality is you are chosen. God chooses you. Then you come to this path. Arjun was chosen. There were 5 Pandavas, but everybody knows it's not the Arjun was devoted to God. It's not the gopis were devoted to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna chooses them. And even nowadays, you cannot step even 1 feet into Vrindavan if he doesn't allow. When I say he means, it's not only Krishna but Sri Radha as well. Because Shri Ji and Bhagwan Krishna is one. When you are devoted, it means God loves you. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam is telling us. Other Purans are telling about the dominance, the strength, the potential and the holiness of the God. But this scripture is telling you God is holy, is fine. But God comes to your level as well. When God accepts you, so most of the time when we read Veda, Puran, What we say, okay, you have to wash your hand, you have to do certain procedure. But what God is doing? God is taking from the food of his friends and eating. His friends also eating in that bowl, and he is also eating in the same bowl. He is breaking all the rules, because this scripture is telling us there is only one condition where you can break all the rules. When you don't have condition, when you love someone. Unconditional. And when you don't put any interest when you love someone. When you don't try to discipline when you love someone. Because most of the time, when we love someone, and in the name of love, we want to change person. First, we want to discipline the person. Then we want to change the person as we like, as we want. And Lord Krishna says, it's not love. It's just you want something which is you like from your brain. And he's telling, he's not changing anyone. He never said Sadhna Kasai was a butcher. He never said to Sadhna Kasai that you don't eat meat, why can't you change your profession? He never said that. He could have said that. He used to come in his dreams all the time. He could have said, oh, I don't like meat. Can you not change your profession? And there was Ravidas. Everybody know the Ravidas. He used to make, shoes from the leather. And all the Vaishnavas, they don't touch even the leather. But he could have come into the dream, and sometimes he used to talk to him. He could have told, can you not change your profession? You can do something else. And Karmabai, she was a lady when she was very young, and their family want to marry her, but she ran away because she doesn't want to marry. And she went into the temple near Lord Krishna temple, and she became a monk. And from that day she was making khichdi. Today we made khichdi of Sudama, rice and dal. And she used to make when she was doing her brush. From the left hand she was always doing her brush, and from the right hand she used to stir the khichdi. And he always physically come and eat. Lots of people have written about it. But he never said, can you not put your datun, your toothbrush, and wash your hand and make khichdi? But this is the real form of love. You accept the person as it is. Otherwise, what's the point? We know people usually say, we want you good for you. But sometimes we cross the limits of goodness when we are telling a lot. That's why Lord Krishna's story is not about a God. So up to the 9th cantos, 9th skand, we were talking about how this universe came into existence, how the time dimension works, and every 71 set of yuga, like Satyug, Kalyug, Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kalyug, these are 4, is called one Mahayuga, Chatur Yuga. And these Chatur Yuga, 4 into 71. So Prajapati lives up to that time scale. So basically, time is different for every realm. Different for plants, different for animals, different for all these deities, demons, humans. Even those who have been to space, even this family have people in NASA and all, they have been to space. And if you are in space and if you are here, your time scale is different.
Age faster?
Slower. In the space, time is slow. So that's why what I'm saying is, after understanding all the theories, all the practical knowledge, why this scripture is more beautiful and people are more eager to listen and read, because it's not representing Lord Krishna only as a god or someone godly. It's representing Krishna as a very near to us and very dear to us. He loves everyone. He loves plants. He loves animals. And he shows in these stories, he shows how he expresses his love. He's not loving one person only, because when you are in your individuation or individual mindset, you love only yourself. That's called selfishness. People say that. But afterwards, when you have a family, when you come to the family level, then you love your family. And then some people, they are above than family level, they come to love their friends and circle and all. And some people are more than that, they think about their county, their councils and their city, their town. And then some people think about country. And some people start thinking about all humanity and they work for it. That's how the level increases. And now Lord Krishna is saying, okay, listen, if you are thinking only about yourself, still you can do good for others. How we can do good for others when we are only thinking about ourselves? He's saying, if you are thinking about yourself, try to do something good to you yourself. That you will never deny. Nobody wants to do bad to themselves. Even when they want to harm themselves, still, because they are not satisfied with what they are doing to themselves. You understanding? When people want to do suicide or self-harm, that also happens because they tried to do something good, but that goodness didn't happen. And most of the time, those who wants to do suicide, they are doing for others because of others. If they are really selfish, they will never do suicide, never do self-harm. So Lord Krishna is saying, I don't mind if you are very selfish. But even selfishness, you should do good to yourself and make your life happy. Anandam Brahma, he's saying this is the ultimate reality of all the scriptures, gist of everything. If you are not happy inside and you are showing happy outside, that doesn't count. If you are going to leave this body and you think you have sacrificed for everyone, no, if you are not happy, you can't sacrifice. If someone is sacrificing, that person should be happily sacrificing. Sacrifice becomes sacrifice when you are happy inside. If you are inside not happy, I like children because they say what they want to say. I can't do it. It's easy, isn't it? And same thing, it's difficult for me. Because he's saying, if you think you can do good to society or your family, but you yourself is hurting inside, it means first you are hurting, the God is inside you. Because most of the scriptures are telling us God is in everyone, God is in plants, God is in animals, God in... But you forget about that God is also in yourself. And first you are hurting your God. First you are hurting, first you are not looking after the God which is inside you as well. Which is more important. Because that God is nearest to you. And that concept people interpret wrong. Because even in Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata. Bhagavatam is different. Bhagavatam itself is a different full scriptures, because lots of people have misconception that Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is only 700 shloka in the Mahabharata, and that comes out of Mahabharata, and that is very much popular now as a Srimad Bhagavad Gita from last 500 years. But Srimad Bhagavatam is itself is a full scripture of 18,000 shloka. So in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, "O Arjuna, first try to understand your own intellect, your own brain. Then try to understand this universe. Because if you are not satisfied inside, if you are not satisfied in your own brain, you can never make happy anyone." So that's why sometimes in balancing these things, sometimes we just frustrate and breakdown happens. It's very important. And that's why in the 10th skanda, Lord Vedavyas, he is explaining the very detailed, because up to 9th it's not detailed, it's just telling someone history of the mankind. He's telling about the history of deities, history of demons, and history of all mankind. This scripture can take like whole life to understand. But let's talk about mainly Lord Krishna. Because his whole purpose of incarnation was to teach people two things. First, if you want to be loved, you should love. If you want to be respected, you should respect. And second is, always say when it's unjust. Never take any unjust with you. Not only with you, not with anyone. If you see, if you can help, like Mahabharata was done because he was angry that all the Pandavas have potential to save Draupadi. But because of the wrong norms of society, she was humiliated. And she was not a simple girl. She was a princess of a big kingdom. She was married in a big kingdom, and she was also a friend of Lord Krishna, very dear friend. And she got humiliated, she got insulted, and in a very wrong way. And he said, nobody said a word. Thousands of people was there, but nobody said a word. Today is a Women's Day, and what's the point of understanding this, why we are read these scriptures, and what we are want to give to the humanity? What is our lesson to humanity? Woman doesn't need a day. She is already powerful, potential, and have strength. It's just she wants to remind the whole society, whole human society, that even having more power than the other species, what human did with the woman. And same thing our old scriptures are telling us. And even in this, Lord Krishna is saying that I accepted whatever comes to me as it is. If you can't accept something as it is, it means there is no love. It's not love. Unconditional mean unconditional. If there are conditions, then we say disciplined like Rama. So mainly in 90-95% of our Hindus also, they understand philosophy up to Ram. Matsya Avatar, everybody understand how the creation was done and how it gradually evolved. But Rama was very much good ideal as a king. And even as a husband, lots of people agree with him. Because he was a king and he has to do that. But there are only 5% people, those who can understand what Lord Krishna is saying and what he is doing. One hand he is doing a big war, and one hand he is playing a flute with thousands and thousands of, they say, koti youth, shat youth. One youth is 800 people, and then 800, or even deities are coming in a form of feminine energy, because in that place where this Maharas happens, only one male energy can exist. Even any male energy goes, they all become female. Because he, I told you yesterday, he is the attraction power, attraction element. And Sri Radha is the flow of attraction power. And that resides in every element of this universe, every atom of this universe. But now he incarnated himself as a Krishna and Sri Radha. And that's why they done that Maharas to teach that this is the highest form of bliss of human life. Only humans can do that. Even if you are deities, jo devata hai na, they also get jealous, they also get angry, they also does war, they are also too much busy in their plus and minus. But human can be free from all these things, because humans have that tendency. That's why Brahmaji, in the end, when he was not satisfied, deities was created, demons were created. They are more powerful, but there are many kind of powers, you know. Maybe somebody have power to change this light system, you know. Agni have power, thunderbolt have power, sea, ocean have power, ocean's power we all know. Sun has power, we all know that, we all take medicine, you know, vitamin D, sun's power. If we could have proper sun, we don't need that. Air have power, if the cyclones comes, we all know. Fire power we have seen few days back in the Los Angeles. Every deity have power, but humans still are more intellectual to control everything. That's why Lord Krishna incarnated in the form of human, and he died as a human. He could have died as any Rama goes by Saryu, Lord Rama. He just went into Saryu river and went direct to the space. There was no body available. But Lord Krishna came as a human, went as a human, but he never did any human type things, you know. So he was only 2-3 days and he killed Putana. I think story everybody knows. The Putana was Kan's sister, yeah, relatively. Cousin sister. And she came to kill, but he just sucked his life energy. He was 2-3 days. So not a normal human child can do that. And his life teaches us. Because when he was the great, you know, environmentalist. Because when lots of people, and he doesn't like superstition. If he doesn't like anything which is not coming into the society norms, he wants to change it. When everyone was doing prayers for Indra, Indra is god of rain. And then he said, why you want to pray god of rain? Because rain is a natural phenomena. Sun will soak the water from sea and ocean and from the earth. And after 8 months, sun has to give this clouds, and these clouds have to leave the water and rain. Raining is a natural process. You don't need to pray for rain. And then at that time, those innocent villagers couldn't understand, but they loved him unconditionally. So they said, okay, as Kanhaiya will say, we will do it. But the Indra, everybody knows, maybe, if you have heard the story or have seen that cartoon. that Indra got angry and he said, okay, I have collection of rain clouds for whole year, but I will give in one day. Whole rain in one day, whole thunderstorm one day. What Krishna did? There was a 21-kilometer big mountain named as Govardhan. And he took it and put it on his little finger. And other villagers were also supporting with the, sticks and all. He was teaching all the time, listen, these mountains, these rivers, these plants, they are deities. They are physical deities available near us. And we should be praying them. And praying is not always putting tikka and offering something. You can offer, but praying means you can preserve them. What we should be doing? Most of the time, when I go to India and I ask them, what Lord Krishna said, you people are not doing even at 10%. He said, keep everything clean. Environment should be clean. The rivers should be clean. The mountains and forests should be clean. So your pets can eat properly and they can give you in return good milk. And I think in whole world, India is a country we can't trust on dairy milk or dairy product, any dairy product. And why this happened? Some people say it's a Kalyug. Okay, fine, maybe it's a Kalyug also. But these scriptures are written in the end of Kalyug. So if we can't change things, it means there was no use of writing these things.
It wasn't written in end of Kali Yuga, was it?
Oh, sorry, end of Dwapar. End of Dwapar. It means something is written in the end. It means it's the scriptural manual for coming generation.
Yuga.
Yeah, coming Yuga. Because before that there was nothing written. It was always given one-to-one knowledge. And because the memory was very sharp, people listen once and they remember it. They don't need to make notes. But nowadays, first thing, we are not reading them. Second thing, we are not understanding them. And those who are understanding and reading, they are not teaching. Nobody is teaching that this scripture is written to understand the environment as well. Lord Krishna is putting this whole 21-kilometer Govardhan on his little finger just to teach you how important the mountains are and how important the river and forests are. And Lord Krishna's whole life. Let me tell you a story. When Lord Krishna was growing up, there was in Jamuna river, there was one snake, not small snake. Snakes have lots of sizes. I have seen a snake maybe 8 meter long. Meter, na? 8 meter. This is it. This is 8 meter. 8 meter long.
Less than 8 meters. About 8 meters, yeah.
Snakes have lots of big sizes as well. So Kaliya Nag was very big. They say that it like a Qutub Minar can wrap around the Kaliya Nag can wrap around that Qutub Minar. If you have seen, I don't know. There's a big building in Delhi, and that Nag came to live in Jamuna river. If any poisonous snake is living in river, when these snakes breathe, when their skin breathes, then they leave poison. That's why not even poisonous snakes bite makes you dizzy and near to death, but even where there's lots of snakes are living, that air can also make you dizzy and unconscious. So because of he was only living there, that river's water was becoming poisonous. And lots of like cows and calves are going and drinking water, they were dying. When Lord Krishna came to know, then he made a plan. See, that's what I want to highlight. Story everybody knows. And story, Google is filled with the story, you can read anytime. So my whole life will finish and I couldn't finish the story of Srimad Bhagavatam. There are so many stories. When he came to know, he didn't try to be a god. Oh, I can do it. It's just I will do this and he will be died or he will gone. But what he did, he made a plan like a child. So with the children, he told children, let's play Sri Rama, Madhumangal, Sudama, Mansukha, Balram, all the children, they went near Jamuna river. And consciously, intentionally, he put the ball into the river. And now everybody, because they are kids do that, go and bring the ball back. And few kids were elder than Krishna as well. They said, no, you can't go. It's poisonous water. But he just needed one thing, that somebody say, go into water, so I can say they sent me. So he just jumped into water, and then he controlled him and told him to go back from where you came. Kaliyanag. Kaliyanag was, he has his own sobbing story, that I was not allowing Garud. What do you say Garud in English?
Mongoose.
No. I don't know. I don't remember.
Bird है ना.
Garud is a
Vishnu ji
bird.
का
So we say Garuda. Garud English, in English I have seen is Garud. So that Garud was very dominating, and he wanted every Amavasya, no moon, one snake to eat, because he has some revenge story with snakes.
eagle का नहीं होता ना.
So what happened in the end,
Looks of a bird and-
Kaliya becomes very healthy. When you have very much physical strength, then sometime you think you can take chance with anyone. You can become, naughty. And what he did, the offering given by all the snakes to Garuda, he used to eat that. And then when Garuda came to know, he said, I will kill him today. Then
It is an eagle.
eagle,
Mm.
but it's not eagle.
No, it's not eagle.
But then he just ran away from this and came to Jamuna river, because near Jamuna river there was a saint. Once he was doing some meditation and Garuda have eaten some fishes, and that saint didn't like it. He said, okay, this small river have small little fishes, why you are eating them? You can go to a seaside, there are plenty, don't disturb here, so you cannot come here. So he was not allowed to come here, he was cursed. So that's why Kaliyanag knew that, and he came here. And now Lord Krishna said, okay, look, I have danced upon you, my feet's marks are there, so you can go back in the sea, he will not torture you, now you can go back. So with this simple story, he didn't show that he is a god, because he didn't came to earth to show he is a god. When he started showing, when he went out of the Vrindavan. In the Vrindavan, in the bridge is a 272 kilometer area. When Lord Krishna wanted to come as a human, and Sri Radha also wanted to come, then Sri Radha said, I don't want to go to earth if you can't take this Vrindavan from here. Then what he did, he broke one part of the Golok Dham, just like a meteor rock, and that settled on the above the ground of earth. So that is above earth. But you will realize when you go there, you can go whole world and you go Vrindavan. That's a totally different experience. The mesmerizing magnetic effect of bridge is totally different. Those who go, first I say don't go, please. I request people don't go. Live your life happily. Because most of the people, those who go there, they can't control themselves to not to go again and again. So that sometimes can disturb your normal happy life, materialistic life. And I have seen some people, I remember my experience. There was one lady from Calcutta. She has donated her everything, and they were like billionaires in Kolkata. And she's staying there in a very small place, and she's very happy. And people, lots of people does that. It's a beautiful place. That place is called the place of love. Love is a wrong word for it, but there is no English word for that expression.
Devotion.
Yeah, devotion also, devotion and love, and there are lots of things you have to mix. You have to cook with the lots of ingredients to make that word. And it's really to experience.
Like our experience.
Yeah, anybody who goes there, they have different. It's I can't express in words what the place is. But lots of people goes as a tourist. So if you go as a tourist, it's a tourist place. But sometimes it doesn't look like tourist place because cleanliness have its own level. If a small town of 30 kilometer and 1 crore people are like visiting every day, nearly 15 lakh is the minimum every day visiting there. And 1 crore is the 1 crore 8 lakh is the maximum, sometime 2 crore. So if that much kind of people are coming and going after out of the town, so how much clean you can keep? So if 500 people every day visiting your house, how much you can clean? Think about it. And that's also a 20-30 kilometer place. That much number of people are visiting there. So that's the story about the Uttarardh of 10th Skand, in which it's explained how beautiful and how mesmerizing Bridge Leela is, where they explain about the beauty of Lord Krishna's childhood. It's not adulthood, I think it's a childhood, because he came to Mathura when he was 11 years, 7 months. He came to Mathura because Kans was very much insecure. Whoever demon he's sending, and that's killed by Krishna. So he said, okay, let's have some kind of, आप पहलवानी को क्या कहते हो? Not boxing, but wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, some kind of wrestling.
Challenge.
Yeah, wrestling challenges. So because Krishna is good looking and have fit body, so he can be challenged for a good play, so people will enjoy. So he killed everyone, and in the end he killed Kans as well. Actually, he didn't kill Kans, he jumped on Kans, and Kans died because of fear. And after that, Kans' wife, some father-in-law Jarasandh, he said, okay, this man killed my son-in-law, I should go for war. And he came 16 times. And Lord Krishna defeated him 16 times. But 17th time he got very tired. And that I told yesterday. He discovered and he asked Vishwakarma to make a very beautiful city. Hundreds of thousands of houses were there built up. And I think nowadays they have discovered Dwarika under
The sea.
sea. So we are planning to go and dive. You need diving lessons for that. And then you can go and see the whole city underwater in Bhet Dwarika
In Gujarat.
in Gujarat. Yeah.
We are going to be creating submarines to take you now.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, and then he got married. His first marriage was very dramatic, and it's called Rukmani Mangal. Today we were singing this chapter. First he went to study, and when he came back and he settled, there is a very big town in Maharashtra called Vidarbha. Nowadays they say Pandharpur.
Mhm.
That is in Maharashtra state, and Pandharpur was a Vidarbha Raj. So it's a place from where Rukmani belonged. So that is the only place I think where Lord Krishna is standing with Rukmani.
भगा के ले गए थे ना।
हाँ, या राक्षस विवाह जिसको गंधर्व विवाह कहते हैं. So what happened, because Rukmani have a brother Rukmi, and Rukmi didn't like Lord Krishna because his friend was Shishupal, which was cousin of Lord Krishna, and there was a saint told that Lord Krishna one day will kill Shishupal. That's why he always hated him, and he gave his word to his Bua that I will take 100
And forgive
mistakes.
him 99.
I will take
Forgive him.
I
Yes.
forgive him 100 times.
Mistakes.
100 mistakes, which was actually should be in the mistake in which I should be killing him, not simple mistake that he just said something. So I will forgive him 100 times, but if there is 101, I will kill him. So that's why he has confidence. I can do whatever I want for 100 times, but he never counted. That's how you should be learning some maths. Numbers helps. And what happened? That's why he was confident. I will get married with Rukmani. He cannot do anything to me. But Rukmani didn't want to marry him because Lord Narada once came and he was telling about the different boys. When you want to marry your girl, and then what happens? People tells you about, oh, uska beta hai, uska beta hai, uski beti hai. Sometimes this happens to our community many times. Then Narad ji was concentrating on Rukmani and telling about Lord Krishna and how beautiful he is, how graceful he is, how loving he is. And he learned 64 all kind of words, skills and knowledge and education in 64 days. How sharp he is. And then she felt connection. But now she knows that my brother is very adamant to marry me to Shishupal. So she wrote a letter. That letter is very significant. She wrote very clearly, look, I heard about you. I'm just explaining in English. Yeah. But in Sanskrit, if somebody knows the Sanskrit, it's a beautiful letter. I heard about you, and only by hearing your characteristics and your nature, your behavior, I have made my mind totally determined to marry you only. I'm not going to marry anyone else. I haven't seen you, but I trust Narada ji, because if you trust someone, and he is a rishi and I trust him, and my brother want to marry me to this person. So if I tell you in a simple analogy that I belong to a lion, I'm a lioness, and you are that lion, and he is a donkey. If you want that what belongs to you will taken by some donkey, then I will go and leave this body if you are not coming. And I'm telling you how you can come. That's called woman. She tells you and she tells you how to do it. Cleverness. She said, okay, before marriage, we have to go one day before to this temple and pray Mother Gauri. And at that time, me and my friends will be there. And my friends are my good friends. They will not create any chaos or fuss. You can come secretly and pick me up and take me. But this thing needs one thing. That's called courage. If you have courage and if you accept me, then I will be ready there and wait for you. That's it. And then he thought, I'm ready to marry. It's my age for marriage. Nobody has proposed me yet. And somebody took initiative. I'm nearly 25. I should be taking this chance. Because in that time, 25 is a very big age to marry. People usually marry at 18 or 16. Lord Ram was married when he was 16. So he took the chance, and everybody, I think you people all know what happened. You don't know? Afterwards, what happened? He went there secretly, but he didn't did anything secretly, as she wrote. He said, when you're saying me lying and you're self-lioness, then don't worry. We will go in front of everyone. They both were so beautiful. First, people didn't realize who is he. Because when you see, it happens to all of us nowadays as well. If we see someone beautiful or graceful, we just want to see a few seconds. And when he took her hand out of the temple door, she was also beautiful. So few seconds, everyone was mesmerized. Nobody made any fuss. And when they were a little bit gone away, so everyone came to realize, oh my God, that person took the princess and she was the bride. And then they start fighting and he was gone far away. And then fight happened and everything happened. He won the fight. He went into the Dwarika, and Dwarika was far away from Vidarbha. It's Maharashtra and Gujarat. And it was also inside the sea. So it wasn't easy to reach there.
Was it under the ocean though?
It can go under the ocean. It was built up with such kind of technology. It can go. There was no bridge at that time. Only bridge comes up when they want to come out, and bridge goes down when they don't want to come. So that's how he won. He did first marriage, and second was somebody was doing meditation for years and years to marry him. So their parents said, okay, she's not going to marry anyone, you have to marry. And I told you many stories yesterday as well, 16,100. And after that, same thing happened when he went to the Mahabharata to save the dignity and also to save the humanity. Because all people were living in superstition, and उस टाइम में एक चीज बड़ी कॉमन हो गई थी, मैं वचन देता हूँ. So everybody was fulfilling their words and they are not thinking about it's wrong or right. So he wanted to say, even if you have given some word, but the situation is that you can't keep your word, you should be doing that. That's why what he did in Mahabharata. He said, I am giving my word, I will not take any weapon and I will not try to kill anyone. But when Arjun and Bhishma Pitama was fighting, that fight was going on for 8 days and lots of people were dying inside the Yudhishthir camp. So what he did, he took the wheel of cart to kill Bhishma Pitama.
Chariot.
And Arjuna said, you have taken oath. You shouldn't be doing it. Then he said, look, oath is not important. That's you people are not understanding. Important is always circumstances. And in Ved also it's written, you have to see circumstances, then decide. Don't think what you said in the past will be going into the same circumstances now. That's the beauty of Hindu religion. It never forces you to do something. It says, do whatever circumstances is there, do according to that. Even Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is saying, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, whatever you have available, you can offer me. If you have nothing, you can bow your head. That's it. Even that you can't do, you just think about me. Even if you cannot think about me, I'm okay with it. Think about yourself. Even if you're thinking only about yourself, you are nothing but me. I am Atma Gudakesha. Inside you, I am there. Maybe you are thinking you are something, but whatever you are something, it's me. So I don't need anything from you. I'm not asking anything from you. I'm just giving you. I have already given you this life. Just enjoy it. And that's the Lord Krishna's personality. He never said anyone to do anything. Even with Arjuna, he gave all 700 shlokas advice. In the end, he said, Yatha ichchati tatha kuru. Whatever you feel like doing, do that. That's the essence of dharma. Nobody is forcing. Nobody is saying, do this, otherwise this will happen. That's the stupidity. Because everyone is different and everyone's brain is different. Even IQ can be same, but thinking process is different. Priorities are different. So you can choose whatever you like. And that's why for Kali Yuga, for the time we are living, is more suitable is Krishna's teaching. Why? Someone was asking one day, there was a debate of other interfaith. Lord Rama was fighting with Ravan. His real fight was with Ravan. And who was Ravan? Ravan was very well-mannered enemy. He was enemy, but he was very well-mannered. He knew what to do, what not to do. He was keeping his wife, but with dignity, separate and secured in a place where because he knows she need to eat vegetarian food only, she was kept in a garden, Ashok Vatika. He didn't made her a prisoner or in a prison. He knows how to deal with her. But the people Lord Krishna was dealing was Dushasan, was Shakuni, those who were cunning from very beginning. So you have to see whom you are dealing with. Are you dealing with a very well-mannered enemy, or are you dealing with a worst kind of human? That's why sometimes whatever Ramayana taught us, we can't implement in our life. Not on life. Our life is not that, we are not going on war. But in our society. Our society is already on war. Sometime because of economy, sometime because of global warming, sometime because of other things. Our society have lots of other issues in this era. But we have to see whom we are dealing with. Our food is not pure, our air is not pure, our water is not pure. We can't without looking, we can give to our children to eat anything. Sometimes we have to think many times. We can eat, but we never give it to our children. Because for every human, their own creation is most important than their creator as well. So that's why Lord Krishna's teaching, Lord Krishna's life is more near to us than Lord Ram. Rama's life was ideal, we know that. But being that ideal, we have to live in that kind of society. People ask why Lord Krishna did that, why he was killing a woman. He was only 1 or 2 days old, and a woman is coming to kill him. So what he should do? And people don't know, after killing Putna, so does you people know story of Putna? So after killing Putna, what he did? When his body was chopped, because she was so huge, her body was chopped and they burned it like we do funerals. From her funeral, it's a shlok there. From her smoke of funeral, the smell was coming like agar. Agar is a beautiful flower in India, and it's a very nice fragrance. And people asked, why this happening? So even Parikshit asked to Shukadevji, why this happening? You are explaining that from her body she was a demon. Why this kind of fragrance was coming from her body? She used to eat anyway the children. So he said, because she gave milk to Lord Krishna in a form of a mother, so he is giving her the best place. The best place, Golok Dham, Mukti. So he is giving Mukti. Even those demons who are coming to torture Lord Krishna, but in the opposite side, they all are dying, but they all are getting salvation. So it means salvation is more easy. Lord, that's what Shukadevji is saying. Lord Krishna can give salvation to anyone. If in the end you are chanting name, there is a story about Ajamil. He did all the bad deeds a person can do. Want to listen that story? Ajamil was a Brahmin. But when he was coming one day out of his Gurukul, the school he was studying, he saw someone drinking and dancing with a prostitute. He saw that scene. And he was influenced by that. Because when you are in teenage, you get influenced very easily. That's why parents have lots of headache when children have teenage. Parents always have headache about children. When he saw that, when he went home, he was thinking about that scene again and again, every day. In the end, he went to a prostitute. He bought a bottle of drink and he started drinking. And he has taken all the money of the house. He spent everything. And then in the end, he forced that prostitute to marry him. When they got married, they got 4 children. But they all 4, because, and in this story they are showing how parenting affect life. With these 3 children they had first, they are always not conscious. They are fighting with each other, and children were seeing, when parents are fighting and when parents are screaming, shouting, and children sees that, listen that, they do same thing. Maybe they can learn from school and outside as well, but at least give them safe space in house. You can tell them something not to do, but you don't need to shout. You don't need to scream. So what they were doing, when these 3 children were born, they are always fighting, and because first thing of fighting in household is always money. If you have good money, you can do lots of things. Lots of things is done. Second thing, no equality. when there is no equality, diplomacy, one thing for other works and other thing for other works, nobody likes that. And third thing is ignorance, trust, ignorance, impatient. That was because she was a prostitute. She was born and brought up in that kind of place, and he was all the time only living with her. He also got that influence. One day, by chance, with his good karma, one saint, because at that time the male saints usually not to stay in huts, they usually go one place to another, and wherever the night comes, they ask someone if they can stay outside of their house. Mostly people have outside there some space that you can sit, so they used to sit or sleep there. So one day one saint came and he just knocked and asked, can I sleep here? So, and generally what people does, if you come to sleep, they give them food as well, water and whatever they like, and in the morning they go, because usually saints don't walk in the night time after sunset. He came, and just only because seeing him, a Jamil starts becoming little soft. He said, yes, why not? Place is empty, you can sleep and we will give you some food. He said, no, I already had, I'm not eating. And generally most of the saints don't eat after sunset. But at the night time, he sit with that saint, because he was a Brahmin. He has, up to teenage, he has that kind of sanskar. He asked that I was studying in a very good place with very good guru and master, but my life changed like that. But now it's like 35 years, 36 years, I can't change much. I can't stop drinking, I can't stop eating, and I can't stop fighting even. It's my second nature. He said, okay, I know one thing, that your wife is pregnant. He knew that. Saints know everything. What you do, you don't do anything. What you do, when the child is born, he will be a boy, and keep his name Narayan. Don't do anything. Don't change yourself. You don't need to change much in your life when you really want to do something. He said, okay. And in the morning, the saint went, and after a few months, the child was born, and he was a boy, and he kept his name Narayan. And he was always Narayan, 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 Narayan do this, Narayan this, Narayan this, Narayan this. And one day, his son was gone into some place, like khet, farm,
In the fields.
in the fields, and to play and to work. And he was just desperately saying, Narayan, Narayan. And that, I told you yesterday and day before, two things you need. You should be desperate. He was so desperate and shouting Narayan, Narayan. Lord Narayan get headache. Because if you call something, this universe is eternal. It gives you signals back, respond back. And Narayan came. What do you want? He couldn't say anything because he got shocked, and just he pretended I haven't seen. Just touched the feet and that's it. And one thing only he asked, because if you have darshan of any deity and he is Narayan even, you should be given some boon. And he was given a boon. He asked that, I know I have messed up my whole life and now I can't change. And with the few words of saint, I kept my son's name Narayan, and I never thought the Narayan himself will come. But I want my last time, I should be reciting your name. Because if you can come with your reciting name, that's the best thing I can have. Because I know whatever I have done, because I have done all the stealing, all the murdering, all the other things to get money. So I haven't done anything better to go into heaven. I might be going into hell anyway. Just when my last time comes, I should be reciting your name. And Lord Narayan said, Tathastu. He went, because even if you are reciting God's name all the time, this is the hardest bit, that in your last moment you reminded with that thing. I have seen many times, hundreds of examples. People all the time doing mala and all the time doing puja. When their last time comes, they are looking for the person who didn't visit them. वो क्यों नहीं आया, या वो चीज कहाँ पड़ी है, अरे वो ढूंढ लेना. My checkbook is there, my key is there. Seriously, I went to see one lady. She was 94 something, and 94 is a good age to live. We usually go to hospitals to have a visit when their family asks, and we went to see her, and after meeting me, after 5 minutes, she was just asking about these things. Where is that key? Where is that key? Have you taken that? Have you taken? And I said, okay, I want to go back. And after 3 days, she died. And I hope so. She must be reminding in the last moment about the God. And same thing happened with Ajamil. When he was very old, he was going to die. He was saying something rude to his wife. But when the last moment came, suddenly from his mouth, 3 times Narayan, Narayan, Narayan came out, because he was given boon for that anyway. And with that, first, what do you say, Grim Reapers? Grim Reaper.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper. They came to take him, because they were waiting. They always wait for you for a few moments, because they knew we have to take this soul. They were waiting. But when he said Narayan, Narayan few times, then other people came
From the heaven.
from, not heaven, Vaikuntha.
From
It's
Vaikuntha.
above realm than heaven. It's above Brahmaji. So they came and they stopped them. You can't take this soul. This soul belongs to us. They started arguing. It's a big argument is written there. They said, no, he has done this, because they always have a list of your karma. And karma, all karma which was intentional. Karma becomes when you are intentionally doing something. If you do something unintentionally, that's action only. It's not karma. Yeah, we have to remember this. So they have a big list of his karma, and they said he did this. He cannot go anywhere. And they said, who we are? They said, no, we don't know, because we are Grim Reapers. How do we know who you are? Our realm is here only. And I don't know from where you people are coming. They said, okay, look, if you start fighting, you know that you can't win us. So let us take this soul, and you go to your Yamraj, the Lord Yam, and ask him if he has any doubts or any potential, he can come and take. But now we have to take this soul. So with very much authority, they took that soul with them. And he got an eternal realm. But they didn't like it. Grim Reaper have its own, aura and authority. And because they are taking all the souls all the time. They think like God. We are God, PN of a minister always think he's more than minister. They went to Yam and starts questioning, answering. Oh my Lord, this happened to us today. And the list is long, but the list is disappeared. We can't, हमारे लैपटॉप में से सब delete हो गया. There's nothing. No file available for Ajamil. How this happened? They were surprised. Because when you do suicide, you become Grim Reaper. So you yourself is in a big problem. How do you know people above than you? Then Lord Yam explained how death works. Death is only the death of body. It's not a death of anyone. So for Badi Mummy or Tara ji, because we are doing all this for her, the soul is always there. Where it belongs. It's like if somebody is living in Glasgow, they have to go Glasgow and they belong there. They can come and visit, but sometimes some people are so busy they can't visit. Or if they are gone other place, they have to, wherever you belong or your soul belongs, they have to go there. It's a hell or heaven or Vaikunt or Golok, whatever realm it is. But only thing changes is this physical body. And with this physical body changing, we shouldn't be shocked or surprised because it's changing every day. I think we all have witnessed our body changing. Yeah? And even we are witnessing the children's body changing from this much to they are walking, they are running, they will grow big. Yeah? They will be like you people, grown up, working, having their own houses, having their own family. And this is what the cycle of nature. And that explains the Lord is very kind. Devotion doesn't come because He is almighty. It comes because He is kind. The most important ingredients here is kindness. We are not going towards someone who is almighty and can do anything. Love with fear is not love, is not devotion. It's coming because of His kindness, because He is giving all the chances. What Ajamil did and what he got only because of few words was more than anything, more than a reward. Otherwise, जन्म जन्म मुनि यत्न कराही, इसी पर हम आने लगे हैं कि to get on that place, what people does. So let me tell you about gopis, what they did. Gopis are not simple ladies, just like गांव की औरतें होती हैं. वो कौन है? पूरा गोपीज के ऊपर there is a documentary available, there is a scriptures available. There was one saint, one rishi. He was meditating for nearly 1800,000 years. In every birth, just to get near Krishna. Just to get few moments with Krishna. Just to touch Him. Just to speak with Him. They are not asking for salvation. Sagun upasak moksha nalehi. They are not eager. They say, what we will do when we are free? We are already free. We are not attached to anything. So we are free. Mukti comes when you are alive. It's nothing to do with death and alive, dead and alive. You can be free even if you are alive. Lots of people does that. They are free from the mentally free, physically free. They just do their duties. They think everything as a duty and they do it. They are not attached. Either it gives a good result or bad result. Even good and bad is relative. Some people think it's a good, some people think it's a bad. Everything is relative. I am tall, but taller than you. If somebody is 5'8", they are taller than 5'4". But if somebody 6'4" comes, they are not taller. So, good and bad is relative term. You are good, but that is better than you. And that is best than you. It's always like that. But in this eternal life, in this human life, main thing is what you are eager for. And we all know that everybody in their heart, even if someone is very much selfish, materialistic, or even doing all wrong things, they want love. They want to be loved. Everyone. What the meaning of love is? Not only physical love. Main thing is you are in somebody's mind and somebody is caring you. Like you are calling in the morning to your parents, to your friends, to your relatives, that you are looking for them. You are caring for them. Isn't it good? When you know somebody is caring for you, like if somebody is not feeling well and lots of people will ask for them, are you okay? Are you okay? How are you feeling? Feel good. You are sick and nobody is asking you. And you feel like, what I'm doing whole life. So that kind of eagerness, even God wants that. They say कि प्रेम तो भगवान को भी चाहिए, क्योंकि उसने ये सृष्टि बनाई क्यों? Why he created this world? He was alone, meditating, then he opened his eyes and the creation starts. That's the story we are reading. Why he created? Ekaki ne ramte. He says there is no enjoyment in loneliness. That's why he created. And he created from himself. So that's why he said, everything is me. Vasudeva sarvamiti. Everything, everybody, every living, every non-living, जड़ चेतन सब कुछ सिया राम में जानी. Everything, every element, every atom is his reflection, his part. And that's why he never gets attached. Isn't it? Because he knows I'm everywhere and everything is mine, everyone is mine. But that expression of devotion, he also likes that. He likes it. Because when he opened his eyes, he desired for it. For what? I don't like to live alone. Ekaki ne ramte. Even he created everything from himself, but it means he didn't like to live alone. He created the whole play. Isn't it? The whole play. That's why in our scripture is written Leela. Leela means divine play. So if you also think about this is a divine play, you will never get attached to anything. Whatever is coming is fine. Whatever is not coming is fine. Whatever you're getting is fine. Whatever you're not getting is fine.
What did the gopis do?
So gopis wanted to be with Krishna. And that's why Krishna, even he lives in a non-living, non-finite form, invisible form, he has to come in that form. Because they wanted him to come. And on the other hand,
तो ऋषि की कहानी भूल गई.
हाँ नहीं वो भी आती है उस पर. अभी तो ये वो चाहती है ना कि कृष्ण रूप में आए. अभी इसके बीच में एक और स्टोरी है. There is always a story in a story. You know, dream in a dream, lucid dream. Because as a rishi, he wanted Krishna in a male form. But he was a male. Because there was nothing to do with physical body. And on the other hand, when there was Samudra Manthan, Lord Shiva heard about that Lord Vishnu take a form of a lady, Mohini.
Yes.
So he said, I have seen Vishnu. He is the beauty of beauty. Nobody can be beautiful than him. How he must be looking like a woman.
He was curious.
He was very curious. And when he thinks anything, they are one anyway. Because Lord Krishna was the first element who came into existence from invisible to visible. And from his left side, Lord Vishnu came into existence. From his right side, Lord Shiva came into existence. They are energies anyway. हम वो मेल और फीमेल और ये सब तो हम ह्यूमन लेवल पे आके we have to talk about it because we understand easily when we say male and female. So because he is a part of same element, so he always very curious. They both are very curious about each other.
That's
They
why
are
pray-
one.
That's why they pray to each other.
Yeah, they just not only pray, they love each other dearly. So because it's if we go into practice, it's very interesting. If you want to achieve Lord Shiva, the mantra is actually Vishnu's. If you want to achieve Vishnu and Krishna, the mantra, Bij mantra is actually Shiva's. That's another story, and it's a more philosophical and practice yogic thing. But come to the story, and he wanted to see and Mohini Roop, and suddenly he got the signal. Okay, he want to see me as a female, and he is always very naughty, and he came in front of Lord Shiva as a form of a lady, and Parvati ji was sitting there, and Lord Shiva forgot about it. He started running for Lord Vishnu. And Parvati ji knew, because she is also mother goddess of the whole universe. She was just looking what's happening, that this old man forget who he is, because he knows how to hypnotize, because he's Mohan himself. And Lord Shiva was just curious and going here and there, and in the end Lord Vishnu disappeared. And then he came to know, oh, okay, it was all his Maya, all his divine play. Just he wanted to show, I'm as a man is good. Don't bring me as a woman. So that's why in Braj, in Vrindavan also, people say it's good he was a man. He was a man, he was so beautiful. People get mesmerized and they leave everything. They just want to be with him. Imagine he was a woman. That would be a disaster. Yeah. Because he was a man, it was under control, everything. Because woman itself is a magnetic energy, and the two magnetic energies will merge. His Mohini and other female Mohini. That's why Radhaji, Shriji was kept under the table every time. Vedavyasji didn't wrote even once. But Brahma Vivarta Puran, it explains more about Sri Radhika. And also they say she never went outside much, because she never came properly as her whole, she took female body. Just like Sita ji, if you have heard, Sita ji made her clone, and actual Sita ji was kept in fire. The real Radha ji was kept, and the clone Radha ji was kept in the house of Vrishbhanu. So she was not the proper Sri Radhika ji. After the Krishna went, she also went underground. And the 100 years she spent, and nothing is told about what happened after that. When she was 116 years old and Lord Krishna was 111 year old, they went into Kurukshetra.
Both of them.
The whole people went to, everybody go to Kurukshetra. There is a, solar eclipse comes after every 100 years. So they also went for that. They meet there only. And then Lord Krishna told,
उत्थे कुंड है दीदी या?
हाँ जी, वहाँ पे 4 कुंड है कुरुक्षेत्र में. Because 66 crore people died, and how to take them to Ganges, it was hard. So Lord Krishna itself said, okay, these kund are Brahma kund. Those who can take their ashes in there as well, or what, so they can also get salvation. So that we are coming back to Lord Krishna and Shriji. So Shriji went underground, and just the Chaya means clone. They know cloning very well if you read Vedas. So she made a Chaya. She was given 100 years curse, and she lived without Krishna. The curse was only you will live without Krishna. Physically. Mentally, nobody can separate them. So she lived there, and Lord Krishna went, and when he came back, and he told, okay, now it's time to go. You go first, then I will come. So she went after a few years to the back, Golok Dham, and Lord Krishna was 125-year-old, 25 few months year old when he went back. Because Sri Radha ji cannot go like humans. She didn't have physical body much left. That's what I'm saying, that Guruji used to tell us, that over this body, there is a practice called Namanusandhan in yoga. You can change this whole matter with heat into air. So you can dissolve your own body yourself. So some people does that with the practice. So there were like Meera ji, she dissolved and went into the Dwarikadhish. Jagannath Puri mein Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kabir Das ji, Guru Nanak Dev ji, they all dissolved their own body, and nobody could find their whole body. Nothing was found there, even not the bones, nothing. So Sri Radhika ji didn't have left any physical body, so she went virtually. But Lord Krishna have to teach people, so he went properly like a human. And to get his time and touch and to spend time with him, all the gopis, even you was asking why he couldn't say ki other people marry, that's I'm coming. Because they knew from their births, lots of people remember their births. And the more you practice, the more you remember all your births. And they all knew that we rejected salvation just to see that the most beautiful, most mesmerized element of the universe, that is Krishna. And they are taking birth again and again and again for him. And they were all rishis, not female, male rishis. Some were female as well, but mostly was male rishis. And then Lord Krishna, whenever he comes as a giving boon, they ask, which form you want? They said, okay, look, man to man, there are your friends, but still there is some restrictions, of devotion. It can be devotion, but not. Arjuna was devoted to Lord Krishna, but not like Draupadi. In all the good characters and gunas of female is, one is devotion. If they get devoted, they devoted properly. Unless you break their trust. The day you break their trust, their devotion get less. But otherwise, once they are devoted fully. So that's why they all wanted to be as a female body. That if we will have a female body, we will have that kind of devotion which nobody can break. That's why all these 16,100 princes and all 8 Patranis, empresses, or फिर वो gopis, thousands of gopis, even some were like 90-year-old. They were devoted because they knew that the universe's biggest soul, biggest element is going to take birth in this universe, in this place, and they were waiting. People were waiting for him from years and years. Garg Rishi was waiting. Sandipani Muni was waiting. All the rishis were waiting. Sandipani Ashram, when they, where they get. And all the other Vedavyas was waiting. Bhishma Pitama was waiting. Because he is more than 100 years younger than these people. But they spent their whole life to wait. You know, the worst thing in this universe is wait. When your child is 10 minutes late, 10 minutes is like, you know, you people can understand. 10 minutes is enough to break down. And 1 hour is too much. And you are waiting for someone, you have left everything in this universe and just waiting for that person.
You're saying that Radhaji and Krishnaji didn't get married, but when we went to Vrindavan,
Yeah, that,
there
there is a story. Good, you asked, but it's not in Srimad Bhagavatam, so people don't talk about. Actually, people don't talk much about Sri Radhaji, but nowadays they talk a lot. But before that, actual authentic people will not say Sriji's name anyway. This was explained in Brahmrishi Puran, because Radhaji asked that I came as a human. I want to do some human ritual as well. So human marry each other. So he said, you and me are one. What do you want? I want to marry. So she insisting on marry, like a play, as a divine play. So it's like a child is marrying to the mirror. Oh, it's beautiful. It's enjoying, and same time it looks like you don't need it. So that's why in Bhandirvan, what she did.
That's where we went.
Yeah, in Bhandirvan, what she did, actually she couldn't take Krishna when up to the marriage age. She knew that. So he was only like 1 year or some. She took him to the Bhandirvan. The Bhandirvan we went, few people were there, because nowadays lots of people know and some people reach there. But actually before 26-7 years also, there was nothing. Very few people used to come. In that one, nobody used to come. So what she did, she herself was the goddess. She gave the energy, and Krishna grown up like a man.
Oh, okay.
And then she called all the deities. So Brahmaji himself came, and Ganeshji himself came to do that marriage ritual. And after the ritual, they have to go back, same. Because she just wanted to have a play, a divine play. That because humans were doing marriages, so like children get curious, I want to do marry. I want.
जो दूसरा दिखाते हैं उसके साथ तो राधा की मैरिज हुई.
ओ नहीं, वो एक अलग स्टोरी है सारी. वो राधा जी, when Krishna went, when he was 11 years 7 months, he went. As soon as he went, because he asked Radha ji not to cry, because you are the flow of attraction in this universe. If you will, you herself is happiness. If happiness is suffering, what will happen to the universe? The whole balance will go down. The universe will blast. You cannot feel suffering. And she didn't, matlab, separation to ho hi rahi hai na physically, and it's not always easy. She went underground for meditation. So there was only a clone of Radhaji living for 100 years. And that all the rituals, all the thing happened with that. And it's very clear written in Brahmrishi Puran. And when Krishna killed Kans, she came back as well to her. The other Radhaji also came back to Vrishbhanu's place. Yeah, she started ruling that place called Radharani. That's why they say called Radharani. She became the queen.
From that point on, she was called Radha Rani.
Yeah, because she was the queen of that place. She was running all that Barsana. That's why I say Radharani ka mahal.
100 years wali jodi clone si, then what happened to that clone?
Clones can disappear whenever they want.
वो disappear हो गया.
They are just a form, and like AI, they can what do you say, disassemble anytime. You know, that's how Shani was born. The Lord Shani was born because sun was doing penance. Surya jo hai, sun god, he was getting very hot. So his wife couldn't take his heat because she was too much in, enjoying. When you are enjoying too much as a deity, eating, sleeping, drinking, and doing lots of useless things, then your penance goes down. as your penance goes down, to live as a deity is not easy. So then she came to know my energy is going down. I'm not fit for Lord Sun. So she went under penance. Understand? Tap ke liye she went under tap, meditation. But she doesn't want to tell this thing to Sun God. She created one clone
अच्छा, yeah.
and then she gave it to Lord Sun.
अच्छा, yeah.
And Lord Sun couldn't realize he was very busy at that time. Yeah. He's always busy. That's why he doesn't come here
It's constantly moving.
constantly. Yeah, he's busy. And then he got a son, Shani. But after that, when she came back from the meditation, then she has to disassemble that clone. Disassembling means they have to merge them himself, because it's all virtual energy. They just create matter and energy and then they make them, merge them himself.
Is that how?
And then
Uh,
Shani came to know that. And he didn't like it at all.
Oh, I see.
That's why he
Yeah.
went far away from the sun. And he didn't recognize the authority of sun. Even he is in solar system, but he never liked it. That's why because he was a good devotee of Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, he was given as he is a judge of all the people in this universe. That's why when Saturn comes in your planet, you will be judged with your karmas. उसको कहते हैं कभी साढ़े सती है, कभी धैया है. So, but the best thing is if you can be pure and innocent in your brain, everything is fine. Because he is a judge only. If you haven't done anything wrong, why he will judge you? आप कुछ पूछ रहे थे.
ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਲੋਨ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਜਦੋਂ ਪਾਰਵਤੀ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਸੀ, ਗਣੇਸ਼ ਜੀ ਬਣਾਏ ਸੀ,
That was not clone.
ਹਾਂ ਉਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛ
Yeah.
ਰਹੀ ਸੀ, ਡਿਫਰੈਂਸ ਸੀ,
Yeah, they
that
actually, this
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ
we are.
life ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸੀ।
It's not Srimad in Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam has lots of other history. When in Brahma Vivat Puran, when the first female energy as a Shri Radha came into existence, so Lord Krishna wanted to create universe. And when Radha ji he asked Radha ji to create something, because she was the creating energy and flow of
Are you talking
attraction.
about Radha now, or
Shri
you-
Radha ji. So suddenly she created and it was created a golden egg only, and she didn't like it. She threw it. When she thrown that, Lord Krishna didn't like it. Whatever you created, I like it. Why you just like, if you make something and you think your husband will not like it, and then you throw that, and that person says, whatever you create, I like it. Why you did that? But things are happened. And now, in the anger, not anger, just
Frustration.
whatever, in the love actually, he said, okay, from now, you will never be a mother. You don't need to be a mother. Leave it. I will do something else. I will not ask you to make something.
Radha ji no.
Shri ji ko, So after that, that's why he created Vishnu, Shiva and Brahma ji from the Vishnu's Nabhi, navel. And that's how the whole universe he created. He wanted to create, it was time to create universe. So that's why you see when Shri ji did that, all the feminine energy, they did that. They never liked the egg, the golden egg. And that was passed on to all of them. So that's why they all cannot create any child mutually.
Is
So,
it Parvati?
Mutually. Yeah, Parvati ji also cannot create child from Shiva.
Okay,
Not even the
Kartika
Lakshmi
Ganesh.
ji. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
Lakshmi
not
ji,
even
no.
Lakshmi ji can create child from
Vishnu.
Vishnu ji. They all are the same. So they basically are creating their own.
पर शिव जी से तो किन्ने बच्चे थे कुड़ियां
हाँ
भी
वो
सी।
सब हाँ like Kartikeya is a Kartikeya was created from the energy of Shiva,
Yes, वो तो देखा
and Ganesha was when Parvati ji did meditation for Lord Vishnu, and Vishnu gave him his own energy, and Parvati ji created Ganesha from Vishnu's energy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
हम्म,
So they create their elements with their own energies, but they cannot create mutually. Otherwise, male female energy is always to create, but they cannot. And then same thing with Brahmaji. Brahmaji couldn't create anything from Gayatri. So he started creating from himself everything. And from him also that Manu and Shatrupa came out. So from him Kashyap Muni came, and from him Prajapati came. Prajapati daughters married to Kashyap.
सप्तऋषि सारे
He all came from Brahmaji.
ब्रह्मा जी।
Yeah, he made all of them. He created them. When they needed to be human, he gave them human form. When they finish human life span, they go back. So that's what was happening. So if you want to understand the whole history and story, it's long stories are
ये
there.
अब सारी समझ तो बाहर ही है।
Long stories.
जरूर
No,
नहीं
you
है।
can understand, but in a small, simple form. You don't need to remember all the names.
Yeah.
There are so many names.
Yeah.
Even I remember, I can't recite. So basically, Brahmaji created the deities, the demons, and humans. And they get married to each other because if they want to marry deities, they pray to the deity and tell them to come in human form. And when they come as a human form, they marry them. And they have to spend time, and after leaving body, they go back, same place. Because for human 100 years is 100 minutes for them. So it's nothing. Same thing when they want to marry demons, demon come into human form. So human cannot go to any other form. They have to come into human form. Yeah, because human is the only physical body which they can enjoy completely, not other. So that's why even deities want to be human, want to enjoy life. Because if you are a deity, you want to drink something or you want to eat something, but if you haven't had balance of good karma in your account, you can't do that. You can't have that. It's all about the account balance of good karma and bad karma. But humans have choice. No one in this universe have choice.
Free will.
Free will. Options are even we have limited options, but we have choice. But nobody have. Not deity, not Brahmaji. If Brahmaji say, okay, I want to sleep for whole day, he cannot. He has to दो परार्ध जागना पड़ेगा, he has to, and दो परार्ध सोना पड़ेगा. But if we want to sleep whole day, we are sick, we can do that. If deities want to sleep, they can't. They have to awake 6 months, and 6 months they have to sleep.
ਉਹ ਕਥਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੈ ਦੀਦੀ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਉਸ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਚ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਭਾਈ ਮਲਟੀਵਰਸ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਰੈਲਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਵਾਲੀ ਰੈਲਮ ਚ ਵੀ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਜੀ ਆ ਵਿਸ਼ਨੂੰ
Yeah, katha nahi hai uski. What happened? One day, Lord Krishna was 2-3 year old, and he was eating because
ਮਿੱਟੀ
the mitti. What happened? Mother Earth said, okay, you can bless me, and please bless me somehow. Mother Earth said, you came here, you made me blessed, but please taste me as well. Put some part of myself in your mouth. And what Lord Krishna did, he took some sand, some mitti, and put it into the mouth.
his mother saw it.
No, his mother didn't saw. It's all about the friends. Friends are not loyal all the time, and even the brothers. So they told Mother Yashoda, Kanhaiya ne mitti khai hai. अब वो कन्हैया ने मिट्टी खाई है तो अब उसको पता था कि इफ मॉम विल सी आई एम गोना गेट हार्ड टाइम. So she was asking, open your mouth, and he wasn't opening. And then कहते हैं ना कि when child get confused, he just opened the mouth but he forgot to put Maya on it. When she saw the mouth, there was lots of earths, lots of universes, and in every, just like you're seeing a deja vu, this lots of all the earths are having Yashoda, and all the earths were having Krishna, and all the Krishna was opening their mouth. And so that's how its multiverse concept is there. Multiverse concept Tulsidas ji also have written that for Lord Rama, Rom Rom Pratilage Koti Koti Brahmand. So his physical body, he accepted it, but actual his Virat body is made up of all the universe. So in his each skin hair, one black hole is residing. So one black hole have, other day I was reading, you can't count the zeros. It's more than trillion zeros. That much of galaxies one black hole have. Up till now, which the telescope is available, the electronic, you can see one black hole residing trillions of galaxies in it. One galaxy is over, and they couldn't found any earth, I think, till now. But we say, our scripture says, there are earths, but you can't see them. You can see only by subtle eyes, not with physical eyes. When you meditate, you can take your subtle body out of your body, and then you are awake, and you can see it. As we go in dream, we see things, but because we are influenced by sleep, we are not proper awake. But if in meditation we are awake and we come out of the body, we see things, and we can go wherever we want to go.
I have experienced that 2-3 times. Whenever not every time, but when I sometimes have a high fever, I can feel myself outside my body and I can see myself.
Yeah, many people have that. Because your body and your soul, they are merged into each other, but not bounded. There is a connection of sound in it under your navel. It's called Paravani, but they are not like that, cannot come out of it. But our ego is so strong. I am this, and
They stick
no,
together.
it's never let you realize that you can come out.
ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੇਨ ਹੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੋਡੀ 'ਚ ਜੇ ਆਤਮਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੇਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹ
Physical body को तो pain होएगी ना.
ਪਰ ਕਿਉਂ ਹੋਊਗੀ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਆਤਮਾ ਉਹ
आत्मा नो नहीं
आत्मा
होनी,
नो
बॉडी
नहीं
नो
होनी।
होएगी ना।
फिजिकल बॉडी है तो पेन तो होगी, भूख भी लगेगी, प्यास भी लगेगी, नींद भी आएगी. इट्स ऑल अबाउट फिजिकल बॉडी. फिजिकल
शरीर
बॉडी
है, अपना
ਨਹੀਂ
शरीर।
ਨਹੀਂ
You will-
ਮੇਰਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਤਮਾ ਨਿਕਲ ਗਈ ਤਾਂ ਸਰੀਰ ਖਤਮ.
नहीं तो उसके बाद थोड़ा पेन होगी जब आत्मा निकल
नहीं
जाए.
नहीं नहीं अगर आत्मा ही सब कुछ है तो फिर क्यों इतनी पेन वगैरह होती है.
अभी तो आत्मा अंदर ही है तो पेन तो होगी. जब
हाँ,
निकल
पेन
जाएगी तो नहीं
आत्मा नो
होगी.
नहीं होंदी, पेन बॉडी नो होंदी है।
जब
नहीं वही तो मैं पूछना चाहती है ना.
जब आत्मा निकल ही जाएगी तो जला ही देते हैं, फिर
हाँ
पेन
फिर
थोड़ा.
मेरा मतलब अगर आत्मा ही सब कुछ है, मेरा कहने का मतलब है आत्मा के साथ ही हम जी रहे हैं.
नहीं, पर बॉडी के साथ जी रहे हैं. आत्मा बॉडी में है तो जी रहे हैं.
हाँ हाँ यही.
हाँ, तो फिजिकल बॉडी है जब तक, तब तक तो पेन होगी ही ना. फिजिकल बॉडी को तो पेन होगी ना. अब जब आपके बच्चे को कुछ चाहिए
हाँ.
और आपकी बॉडी में कितना भी पेन हो, यू डू थिंग्स, आप उसको भूलकर काम करते हो कि नहीं, है ना. Even if you are sometime going very hard time with your physical body, but if you have to do something, you do it. It means you keep pain aside and do what you need to do. From where this courage comes? Your brain tells you, your Atma speaks, okay, this is important. Leave aside you are sick or not, do this. Leave aside your pain, you do this. अगर
ability-
पेन इंपॉर्टेंट होता, अच्छा
हम्म।
एक आप तो सब माताएं हैं ना सब, अगर पेन इंपॉर्टेंट होता कोई लेडी दोबारा बच्चा करती ही नहीं.
हम्म,
The world's biggest pain is giving
Yeah.
a delivery to a
yeah,
child.
yeah.
But you all have children.
Hmm.
And you go through that pain once, even you go through again and again.
Again and again. Hmm.
Why? Because that's more important for you. So pain is not everything.
Hmm.
फिजिकल बॉडी आत्मा में है तो पेन तो होगा ही, पर जैसे सोल इज गोन, व्हाट यू डू विद फिजिकल बॉडी? यू बर्न इट, क्रीमेट इट, उसको पेन थोड़ा हो रहा है. तो हम ये सेशन हम यहाँ अभी खत्म करते हैं. वी विल डू क्वेश्चन आंसरिंग. हरि ओम. दैट्स इट.
एक मिनट दीदी, एना कुछ